We were expecting a dynamic that did not play out. We were making assumptions based on the electorate, and I think we underestimated the level of anger and dissatisfaction in the electorate, particularly in a critical region, and that is the Rust Belt. If you look at Ohio, Michigan, and Wisconsin, throw in Pennsylvania into that mix, I think we vastly underestimated the appeal that Donald Trump had in terms of his rhetoric and his approach to policy that certainly played into and fed off of a sense of anger and resentment that was palpable in the exit polls that I looked at. And I think it really signified where the country wanted to go, and it was with Trump.
We've had these populist moments in history before where people are angry. They're part of the people who I think are understandably are insecure or mad about their economic situation and feeling powerless. Oftentimes it's tinged with what people would consider racism or sexism. Does this happen every couple generations? I mean, how unique is this?
I think it is kind of an approach to what we see in terms of major societal transformations. And what I would point to is the period of the Industrial Revolution. Basically, when America was going from the farms to the factories, there was great amount of angst about that transition in terms of economics. There was also coupled with that angst about immigration, about further political rights for minority groups. And I think what we saw in that time period of the late 1800s, I would feel comfortable in making the analogy to this time period of what we are experiencing now as kind of a backlash towards going from the factory, since we have lost so many manufacturing jobs, to something more technological, but people have not been able to keep up with it. And really, this is a kind of a symptom of what people are feeling about their own situation, and they're playing it out writ large in a presidential candidate and now a president-elect.
And those people have awfully high expectations of their new president, I assume, to address that anger and anxiety.
Very much so. And now the Republican Party owns it through the capture by Trump of the White House and the Republicans continuing to control Congress. The impetus and the emphasis is going to be on the Republicans to deal with the issues and the anger and the angst that people are feeling about. Now, the big question in my mind is this a unified Republican Party? Do you see the populist Trump in the chief executive role with Paul Ryan, a kind of more establishment-oriented Republican in the legislature with Mitch McConnell? How do these two play together? And then what do the Democrats do? Do the Democrats just basically through the Senate block everything that the Republicans try to do, or do they let the Republicans basically try and do what they want to and work amongst themselves? I don't know how that's going to play out over the next 4 years.